Good day, everybody. It's Trent Klarenbach with the Klarenbach Grain Report. Today is March the 5th, 2026. It's been a busy week. A lot of phone calls this week. I'm getting behind on the videos. I try to get one out a day, but my days have been filled with phone calls and discussions, so it's need to figure out that a little bit. But here we are. It is Thursday night. I'm on the road again tomorrow afternoon. But here we are. Today we're going to look at the wheats. We'll start with Minneapolis, we'll look at Kansas City, and we will look at Chicago. So the first chart here is Minneapolis hard red spring wheat. And yeah, after that little new low got shook out here in early October, we've had nothing but a rally since then. We really turned bullish sometime here in late November, first part of December, somewhere in here. We felt that we were seeing something on the chart that would suggest a rally into the new year. We published that, and that's worked out nice. Probably 50 cents a bushel on the futures chart, and that's where we're at right now. So we're seeing this trend line. We're above this trend line. You've heard me talk lots about these 200-week moving averages. This is the weekly chart, and getting that retest. That hasn't happened yet, so we're quite a bit below there. So I like the idea that something can happen on this chart. I'm going to put a Fibonacci line here, a Fibonacci retracement. And yeah, it lines up with this previous support, some sort of supply through there. And I kind of wonder, this futures chart looks like it wants to go from 618.50 up to 639, 640. It looks like it wants to get there. I think that level is going to act as some sort of resistance. It doesn't have to, but I think it could slow the price down. So it's, yeah, looking really interesting to me. If I go on the daily chart, and I'll just draw another fib level here, just because I love those fib levels, fib resistance. And yeah, we have the price finding some sort of selling at this golden zone between the 61.8 and 65% retracement from the high back in June of 2025 and the October low. So we're back there. So this is usually a great place to reduce some risk, exit a long position, and reset, because what often happens, not all the time, but you come to expect it, that we'll see some sort of selling going on. Algos will kick in. Technical analysis traders will be aware of this level, and we see a retracement. And that retracement happens, then I start thinking it retraces down to 590, or maybe it goes just as low as $6, round number. Probably keep some buyers, will step in there, but I'm not too sure. Probably be a good time to take some risk off the table. I'm going to put this level in as a take profit price target for making some sales on old crop. Look at the weekly chart. Yeah, I think I'd give us a little more time for new crop, but on old crop, I think I would take profit price target. Let's take a look at Saskatchewan. This is the Klarenbach price index for Saskatchewan, and it's a weekly chart, and each candlestick is a week. And yeah, we see this nice little run is back here. Where was it? Back in here. We were suggesting hang on for higher prices in the new year back in early December. It was probably close to a 50-cent rally on the index, so that's nice. And I think it's got more to go. So we're getting some kind of confliction between my assessment on the futures and the price index. So I draw this Fibonacci here where it looks like it's got some room to go, another 20 cents for sure, maybe even 40 cents. I don't know if it's going to go in a straight line, but I think if you have some cash to raise before the spring hits, I think it could be a good opportunity to do some pricing of old crop at that level. I think I would probably stay away from new crop at this moment. If you want to take some risk off the table and you make the trade your own. Let's look at the basis here for Saskatchewan. And yeah, I got lots of stuff happening here. We're finding some resistance from my basis index from that 50, 53, 60 level. This is per ton. I don't know, it almost looks like an inverted head and shoulders here. So if that's the case, maybe we come back down, test this trend line, lose another $5 on the basis before we rally up, and maybe that's what happens. Maybe we see a pullback, and then we see a rally up to test those higher fib levels. So again, I think there's some room to go, but based on the futures chart, it'd probably be a good time to take some risk off the table on old crop. Let's take a look at Chicago. This is again the weekly chart, and we're finding some sort of selling going on here this last half of the week. We're finding some sort of resistance in this level here with this VWAP on the daily chart. Again, it almost looks like it could be a head and shoulders pattern here, and if that's the case, then we'll probably come back down to this 545 or 546 level. Let's wait and see if that happens or not, but that's what we're, maybe 550. That's what we're looking at. Again, we want to see confirmation for that. These markets they're quite strong. Again, I'm going to get rid of this thing here because that's messy. And yeah, we haven't made it up to this 200-week moving average yet, so that's going to get retested at some point. That's sitting at 637. That's another 50 cents higher on Chicago. Keep that in mind. I don't think this rally is over. I just think we're going to get a bit of a pullback and a reset before it pushes higher. But that's my opinion. And in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter. The markets do not care. Let's look at Kansas City. Yeah, this one's really shaping up. So we're seeing some strength here. I thought we'd see a pullback. We didn't get it. Not down to this level. But it still wants to get up to that 611 to all the way up to 700. Quite a wide range. I'd be laddering sales in that range from let's just say 610 up to $7. And I'd pick your increments. I'm probably going to do it because it's so wide. Maybe in 5-cent increments, maybe. Yeah, let's do 5 cents or 10 cents if you want. Doesn't really matter. Put 10 cents in there, simplicity. $6, 610, 620, that sort of thing. So that way you capture some or maybe even all of that entire move through there. But yeah, it looks like it wants to do that. Again, these things don't go in straight lines, so you really want to be careful with that. Take some profits along the way. See what I'm seeing on Minneapolis, see what I'm seeing on Chicago. I do feel that we're going to see there's potential for a pullback here despite all the bullishness in the market. I want to be aware of those levels, and that whole idea of selling at resistance and buying at support. You're going to sell at potential resistance too and buy at potential support. My name is Trent Klarenbach. It's sunny in Saskatoon. Life's good.